Hello, Cindy here. Welcome. I am so excited to be here with you today, talking about a really hot topic that I find happening with so many of my clients, as well as, many women that I speak with. It's, what to do, especially when you're early dating, just getting to know someone if he's moving too fast. So let me ask you a question. Have you experienced a situation where you meet someone, maybe you meet him online, you go out on a date, and he starts going from 0 to 60. Maybe he's going in for the kiss, trying to ask you to go out on a date the next day, the following day, the weekend, and talking about introducing you to his family, all of those things, right? He's moving super fast, and you might feel some pressure, especially in the physical department. So what do you do in that situation? And let me know, first off, I would be curious to know, have you been faced with a situation where there was someone that you met and you weren't quite sure whether or not you were interested, and he was putting some pressure on you? You felt like he was moving a little too fast. Let me know if you have. Just say, yes, I've experienced this, Cindy. Yes, I have. Yes, that's me. I would just love to hear feedback from you if you've experienced this. So, quick story to share this, and this may support you around why men do this and what to do about this. Most certainly, this is it can create a lot of discomfort, and for women, we don't really like to make a guy feel bad, right? We don't really like to say something typically in the beginning, as we're getting to know them. It's almost our natural people pleaser, or not wanting to rock the boat. Not Yeah, so there's that piece, but I'm going to share a couple things with you and to support you with some direction on how to handle this moving forward in the future as you're dating, and really bringing in the love of your life, because this guy could be the love of your life that I'm talking about, that you might be experiencing this with. So first off, what you're looking at is, why do men do this? So men might, do this for, a couple different reasons. One, he's really attracted to you. He finds you, charming and, almost irresistible in the moments that he's met you. He finds you to be just really interesting, which is a good thing. So there's those two factors, but I'm going to share a quick story with you. So I know this gentleman that, he met this woman, they met online, they met out for drinks the first time they met, and, he was having a great time with her and was really trying to make the moves on her. He was trying to kiss her. He was, even trying to kiss her in the bar as they were just starting to get to know each other on their first meeting. And she said, no, that's not going to happen. And he walked her to her car. I mean, he even went as far as to try to get her to go home with him. So he asked her out again. So they go out again, and, they were having a really great time. And, again, the same thing started, he started getting really friendly with her. He, in fact, tried to take her home again, and she said, no, absolutely not. I am not ready to do that. I'm not that kind of woman. I don't move that quickly. And so, he, again, same thing, walked her to her car. And so by the time the third date rolled around, he actually started to settle down a little bit. He started to get to know her. He actually started to see that they have a lot in common, that they actually, had some similar values. They actually wanted some similar things in life. They loved doing some of the same activities. And, at that time, you actually really started to like her as a person. And, I don't know, even know if he really tried to get her to go home with him at, that night. However, what moved forward for him from there is he thought, wow, this woman's really great. And I just really like her. So I'm going to continue to get to know her and give her the space to actually um, take her time in this area of getting physical. And so, from that moment on, he didn't put any pressure on her. In fact, in his mind, he's like, however long it takes, because I really like her. I really like her as a person. So, and, fast forward, they're now engaged, planning their wedding. So those types of things can happen when a man is really excited and putting pressure on a woman in the very beginning, when when it feels like he's moving too fast. And, what can come up, what you might be thinking is, it's hard to manage. I don't want to upset him. I don't want to push him away because, this could turn into something. However, something that to really keep in mind, men appreciate women with solid boundaries that actually honor themselves, honor the fact that, they honor their bodies and they don't, want to move too quickly in that area. And, men do this too because, they almost can't help themselves at times. And also know that you're not hurting him by drawing that line in the sand. You're letting him know, hey, I honor myself. And if he's not really looking for what you're looking for, he's going to disappear, go away, and find somebody else that will provide him with that. So along with that moving too quickly thing, especially in the beginning with the physicality, that moving quickly can also be a lot of future talk with time spent together. It could be like, gosh, it could be, oh, my mom would really love you. Oh, we do a big family reunion next month at our lake house. It would be so much fun to have you there. Those types of things. Men have the tendency to future talk because they're doing what's called trying you on. They're trying you on to see what fits, if it does fit. And in the beginning, let's face it, he doesn't really know you. And on the first 3 dates, you probably don't know him very well either. Yes, you can get him to open up. You can get him to share, real truths about himself, because a man on the first 3 meetings, he's not emotionally attached. However, he is trying to impress you. So, like you, he's not fully being himself. He's not fully showing up as the true self. He's got a mask on, or mass, so to speak. So how do you handle that? Well, when you listen to what his words say and you watch his actions. You don't get too excited about the lake house. You remember, oh, he's trying me on. He's really what they call charmed and enchanted by me right now. He's really liking the experience of what we're sharing together. So, being receptive, open to the possibilities is great. And, definitely as you're getting to know him, you get to slow him down. Oh gosh, you know what? I'm not really much for, I don't really kiss on the first date. I like to take things slow in the physical department, and you might need to remind him a couple of times. One, because he's attracted to you, he's excited, and you get to lean back and let him lead while not moving too quickly, along the lines of what he's expressing that he wants. Because as women, we are actually the we hold we set the pace in the relationship. Even if he's leading, we set the emotional pace, we set the pace of how quickly the relationship goes. If he's pushing for it to go too quickly, then what you want to make sure you're doing is pacing it, not spending too much time too quickly, continuing to date other people, allowing yourself that space to make sure this person is who he says he is. And, I can't tell you how many women that I've worked with or spoken with where a man comes on and he says all these amazing things in the beginning, and then he flip-flops, right? Or he says, oh, I'm not really looking for a relationship. Or, he might start out saying that he wants a relationship and then he doesn't. Or, all of a sudden the lake house doesn't come to fruition, and all these things don't. And a lot of times it's because he got a little too ahead of himself. He actually wasn't quite there yet, but he was so excited, just like ladies, we get excited. How often do we start talking about something that we're really excited about? We're excited with our girlfriends and we're interrupting and we're just really lively about it. It's the same way with men when it comes to us. So, and can you blame him? Absolutely not. So you get to just remember that in your mind. Hey, you know what? He likes me. He's trying to push to move things quicker. And you don't want to do that, because remember this, slow and steady wins the race. You also, if he's, text messaging you all day long, or, trying to do these things to really be connected in the beginning, know that that's not sustainable for a man. Because once you guys are at a different level and he feels like he actually gets you, men are single focused, so he moves on to his next focus. So his next focus might be something career wise. So you need to remember that if a man's, trying to joke around or message with you all day, you don't want to do that. You want to space out the amount of time that you're messaging him, because what that does is it actually builds tension. And by you pacing him and not going with the flow of moving too quickly, because we want to move quickly, because with them, why? One, because it feels good. Our hormones are excited as well. And because we don't want to rock the boat. But it's up to you to keep a slower pace, because that's where you get to know, is this person, walking his talk? And, as you guys are getting to know each other, he may see something that he's not sure about, or it doesn't work for him. So he doesn't end up following through with those things that he said. And then what happens? That will, oftentimes if you've had experiences in the past that have hurt you, what it'll do is affirm, oh, all men do this. Men don't really show up. Men don't really want to be committed to me, when that's not the case. Not everyone's for everybody, and we're only looking for, one lid for your pot, so to speak. And just remember that the more you pace things, the better chances the relationship has to evolve and grow. It may or may not work. And some people, men and women both, they're in love with the idea of falling in love. Why? Because it's fun. It feels good, right? So keeping all of these things in mind, will support you in slowing things down, and know that once you slow the pace, it will continue to build tension. It'll continue to build. The tension is the attraction. And sometimes there's built-in tension. Sometimes, one or both people travels for business and you're not able to spend as much time together. I know a couple that started off long distance and they weren't able to spend as much time together. And, once they came into this, moved into the same city, things started to build up, but the tension was already there. The tension was already there. So what I want you to understand is that you get to control the pace, and you also get to communicate, what's comfortable for you, what's not comfortable for you, and not make him wrong for what he's doing. Know that he's just attracted to you. He just finds you interesting and wants to become closer to you. And that's just a natural instinct of a man to do that. So they're instinctual animals as it is. Anyways, just as an overview, know that this is natural. Know that men, a lot of times when they're really attractive, they'll try to push. Not all the time. Sometimes they'll move things slower, and that's a whole nother life. Also, remembering that you get to communicate what's comfortable for you. So one could say, gosh, I'm really enjoying getting to know you, and this is what's comfortable for me. And trust that if that communication is hard for you, that I would really recommend working with someone, a mentor, coach. I work with my clients a lot around communication, their emotional triggers, the things that really shut them down from allowing themselves to speak their truth, stand in their power, and create the close, connected relationship that they really want. It all starts with you. It starts with being honest. And, like I said, I highly recommend working with a coach, whether it's me or someone that you feel can really support you in getting there. So you guys, I hope this helps you. Please, if you know a woman that really could use to hear this, please share it. That would be amazing. Hi, Kate. Hi, Sarah. Gosh, Robin, Tina, it's so good to see you guys today. And, if you're on YouTube, click the subscribe button if you'd like to hear more about these types of videos and understand more about men, dating, relationships, and how to create your own luck and love. Also like us too. Sending lots of love. Have an amazing rest of your day. Goodbye, everyone.